Imran Khan, he's managed to get bail in all cases that have been filed against him post the 9th of May. He cannot be arrested for the next 2 weeks, but the battle lines have only been hardened. This is no longer just a civilian government versus Imran Khan fight. This is now clearly the army versus Imran Khan. And one thing we know from the history of Pakistan is that anyone who has challenged the army, whether it was Zulfikar Ali Bhutto or Benazir Bhutto thereafter, or even Nawaz Sharif for a brief interim, no one has managed to get away with it. Why should we believe that Imran Khan and his fate would be any different?
इधर क्या कानून मैं हाई कोर्ट पे बैठा हूँ मेरे पास कोई उनके पास एक जवाब नहीं था मुझे पकड़ने का मुझे एब्डक्ट किया गया और जाके वहां फिर पहली दफा मुझे वारंट दिखाई जाता है जब मुझे जेल में ले जाते हैं
कोई साजिश नहीं हुई पाकिस्तान के हालात श्रीलंका जैसे होने जा रहे हैं यानी वो दिल में बद्दुआएं कर रहा था कि पाकिस्तान खुदा ना करे वो एक्चुअली डिफॉल्ट कर जाए
So the drama continues in Pakistan, where a day after his arrest was declared illegal by the Supreme Court, Imran Khan managed to get bail from the Islamabad High Court. The former Prime Minister has been granted 2 weeks protective bail in the Al-Qadir Trust case. The High Court has also ordered that Imran Khan cannot be arrested in any case till the 17th of May. Imran Khan was expected to go to his Zaman Park residence and address thousands of his supporters, but so far he has refused to leave the premises of the Islamabad High Court. This is the very same court where on Tuesday Imran Khan was dragged out by the Pakistani Rangers and arrested on orders of the National Accountability Bureau. But Imran Khan has accused Pakistan's Army Chief General Asim Munir of orchestrating his arrest. He said that only the Army Chief was against him.
It's not the security agency. It's one man, the army chief. There's no democracy in that in the army. The army is getting maligned by what is happening right now. And sadly, the events that happened when I was inside, I only found out afterwards. Because army is getting maligned because of one man.
While Imran Khan was behind bars, his supporters went on a rampage, indulging in arson, vandalism and violence while demanding the release of their leader. At least 8 people have been killed in these clashes and over 2,000 have been arrested. Pakistan Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has been advised by his cabinet to impose a state of emergency. All right, let me open this up to our panelists. Meher, columnist and senior journalist, now joining us. Mona Alam will also be joining us. Rajiv Dogra, former diplomat, is on the broadcast this evening. And Chandana Gulzar Khan, former Parliamentary Secretary in Commerce and Industry of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, which is Imran Khan's party. Meher, let me ask you, what I said in the opening comments, that no one in Pakistani politics has challenged the army so directly and so blatantly as Imran Khan has. And we know what their fates were, whether it was Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, whether it was Benazir Bhutto, even Nawaz Sharif for a brief while. But why should we believe that Imran Khan can do all of what he has done over the last week or so and still get away with it?
Hi, Zaka. I'm not a journalist. I keep saying this to all the anchors I talk to.
Sure.
I'm not a journalist. I was in media once upon a time, but I'm not a journalist. I'm speaking as a Pakistani and as a writer or a columnist or an analyst. You see, it's not that Imran Khan is the only one who has challenged the army. People have been doing that in the past. Benazir Bhutto did it once upon a time. Then a couple of years ago, it was PMLN, Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, Maryam Nawaz, and her father, who was in a self-imposed exile. They were constantly criticizing and accusing the serving chief of army staff and the serving ISI DG of creating havoc in Pakistan and doing injustices to them, and there would be like open slogans in Maryam Nawaz's party conventions. कि ये जो दहशतगर्दी है, इसके पीछे वर्दी है. So Maryam Nawaz said it in an interview of hers a few weeks ago, that she's the only one in the history of Pakistan who challenged a serving general, a serving ISI chief. And so it's not Imran Khan. Imran Khan has just very recently started to talk about it, and that only happened after the assassination attempt on him. He
Meher,
blamed a couple of people.
While others may have challenged the writ of the army in the past, we haven't seen violence by workers of a political party against army installations, a corps commander's house being set on fire, a GHQ, there was an attempt to breach the GHQ. That hasn't happened before.
Absolutely. What you saw and what we saw. I live in this area. I used to live in the cantonment. Now I live a little further away in a defense housing society. Let me tell you, Zaka, that it's virtually impossible for any civilian to even get close to a corps commander's house. Leave alone, like hordes of people going in and charging in and breaking things. And I was talking. I bumped into a retired army official in a clinic today. He was a doctor, and I was there for something, and he was saying this along with the person sitting next to him, that it's impossible if no civilian can ever get close to these places. The surprising thing was the corps commander's house was apparently empty. It had been empty for the last few days. There was nobody to stop people from going in. I still do not believe that it was PTI supporters who went inside the houses and did whatever we saw on our TV screens. Because as a Pakistani, as somebody who understands the amount of respect for the Pakistan Army, and right now the amount of fear they instill in people, it's literally, virtually, physically impossible for civilians to go into places.
Okay, so let me ask Chandana Gulzar Khan of the PTI then, that if that is the case, clearly Mr. Khan, even today inside court, you heard the soundbite that he gave, it's not the army, it's one man named Asim Munir. This has gone beyond just the personal between Mr. Khan and Mr. Munir. Of course, we all know the history of how Mr. Khan overlooked Mr. Munir for the COAS post, and then, of course, he had to then reconsider, or he was ousted from power, and then eventually General Munir became the COAS. But the scenes of violence that we saw from 2 or 3 days ago, the corps commander's house being attacked, the GHQ being breached, that is something that directly challenges the authority of the army. And no army can brook that. Chandana Gulzar Khan.
Yes, thank you, Zaka Saab. I hope you can hear me. Couple of things. I'd have to agree with Meher Bibi that it's fairly impossible. In Pakistan, I have a national ID card as well as an MP card. I can assure you I can never get into any cantonment, any military area, even as an MP, unless I'm registered inside already. And this is a fact of life for everyone. It's not just for me. So it is incredibly surprising that how protesters, allegedly PTI, could have reached sensitive areas within these heavily guarded fortresses. So there is a lot of people who are asking these questions. Now, of course, they've shut down the internet for the last 4 days. They intend to continue to do so because people are spreading this information. There has been a concerted attempt since the last 2.5 months. The first time, Madam Maryam Nawaz and her uncle, who's the current prime minister, the first time they said something which was both racist, toxic, and bordering on ethno-genocidal was when they attacked Zaman Park, Khan Sahib's residence in Lahore. And they said that because there are Pathans, people of my part of the country, from KPK, from the north, and therefore Pathans are Talibans, and therefore all Talibans are terrorists. And so PTI must be banned. One can't expect more or better from them in terms of reasoning, but there was going to be a potentially secretive National Security Council meeting yesterday to ban PTI as a terror outfit. So it's incredibly alarming and at the same time, very Hollywoody coincidental that first you labeled the party as a terrorist 2 months ago, and in particular one race in that party, and we're a minority in the party. And then these desecrations happen, this violence happens. And since I was on the ground in Peshawar, I can assure you that the violence that took place outside the radio station There were plainclothesmen descending from official vehicles, joining the crowds with us, the PTI crowd, firing at the installations. Of course, these are non-sensitive installations. These are just government buildings. And then wearing a handkerchief on their faces, and I've said this on a number of shows at this point in time, and then firing point blank on the people. How does that happen without a serious amount of organization? We've been hearing stories for months now. Now, as you said, Mr. Khan's statement regarding the army chief today, I wasn't in court, I couldn't get in. The former prime minister, and he should be the real prime minister because we were ousted in a coup last year, people were bought, money changed hands. He accused the former army chief, which was General Bajwa, of getting together with an international cabal. It's essentially in opposition to China and CPEC. So this is an operation that runs deep. This is not an anti-Imran Khan operation. We all in Pakistan, and Meher will testify to that, now there's plenty in Pakistan who don't vote for Khan and they're out on the roads protesting with him and for him. Why? Because it should not be a one-man or a one-woman show. The people of Pakistan have two basic rights. One, that they have a right to vote for whom they like. And number two, the Supreme Court, even the Supreme Court, even the armed forces, and even the parliament cannot undo the will of the people, which is enshrined in the Constitution. Right now, the basic issue is the following. Is the Constitution supreme or not? Is the will of the people supreme or not? Why are KPK and Punjab elections not taking place in the time stipulated by the Constitution and as implemented by the Supreme Court order?
Okay, so let me ask Rajiv Dogra that, because the prevailing feeling seems to be, well, he may have got bail now. There are hundreds of cases that have been filed against Imran Khan. It's only a matter of time before he's arrested and incarcerated for a good amount of time. And I think the prevailing feeling is that somehow the army and the civilian government have a vested interest in making sure that Imran Khan is disqualified because of any one of these cases from contesting for the general elections, because that's the only way they can stop him. Because if an election were to happen either now or 6 months from now, Imran Khan could likely end up, if not with an outright majority, at least emerge within close to striking distance of majority.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the current feeling is, and assessment is, that any election held anywhere in Pakistan, perhaps with the exception of Balochistan, Imran Khan would win hands down. But that's not the point. The point really is, why did it happen the way it has happened in the last few days? Is it in the interests of Pakistan or in the interests of the neighboring countries that Pakistan should go up in flames? The point you made about previous political parties or on earlier occasions challenging the army and paying for it was very valid, because challenges have been there before, starting from Zulfikar Ali Bhutto against President Ayub of that time and his army colleagues. But in every case, the politician has had to pay a very heavy price, mostly with his life. What is different this time? I think that is important for us to understand as outside observers. The difference this time is that Imran Khan had worked very carefully, even when he was the Prime Minister, in cultivating the army progeny. The youth that he had was from the sons of army officers and army jawans. Why did he do that? Because of a remark he made to someone a couple of years back, that army generals fear the mob, and if the mob consists of their own sons, then so much the better. And that's exactly what has happened. The army could not fire on their own children, and these children are trained to be volatile. So those plus the street mob was a very dangerous combination.
But when the mob
today the situation is
the mob is attacking army installations, in a sense directly challenging the authority of the army. Any professional army would have to use the long arm of the state to ensure that order prevails.
Well, absolutely, and so far this was the case. Why is it that the army chief was away on a tour in Oman when all this was happening? Did he not anticipate that Pakistani Rangers would break into the Islamabad High Court and arrest Imran Khan? So there is something wrong. There are also rumors, but rumors should not be given much credence that there is a split within the army leadership. If that is the case, then Imran Khan is, speeding home. But even if that is the case, the fact is that instability does not do any good to Pakistan at this stage.
Okay.
Secondly, the impression that Imran Khan by himself, with the outside support of judiciary, has challenged and made the entire Pakistani army and the administration, the government in this case, look like a defeated party. Now, that again is not healthy for Pakistan. I don't think Imran Khan is going to step back from this approach, which he feels is getting him great sympathy, support, and success. So the next few days are going to be pretty worrisome for Pakistan and for us also, because Pakistan today resembles a nuclear Somalia.
Okay, so let me ask Mona Alam, it comes down to the question of, how is this going to play out, game this over the next few weeks and months for us, because Imran Khan is clearly not backing off. Any army cannot be seen as succumbing to this kind of a street mob situation. Something's got to give in this. Something has to give. And the civilian government with each passing day seems as incapable as the previous day of dealing with the political challenge that Imran Khan has thrown at them. What may give over the next few weeks and months? How will this play out, both for Imran Khan and for the army and the civilian government?
That's correct. Actually, normalcy cannot prevail until and unless either of these parties back off and budge in from their present positions. Imran Khan has openly called out the army chief and has held him responsible for the entire chaos and anarchy in the country. He has just given this statement while he was talking to the media today in the courts.
Yeah.
And similarly, the PDM government and the head of PDM, Maulana Fazlur Rahman, has also announced and added to the entire misery, added to the problem by announcing protests against the Supreme Court, because the entire government is of the thought that Imran Khan is being given privileges out of place by the courts of Pakistan since he's been bailed in all cases. Look, some of the cases, Zaka, may be very legitimate. Some of the cases may be very genuine, and some of the cases, while most of the cases are obviously fabricated and they are politically motivated. There are no two ways about them. Because, there are cases registered against Imran Khan in far-flung areas. But, I feel very sorry about the entire problem, because this isn't just happening for the first time in the country. Things have been on a similar verge in Imran Khan's tenure while he was the Prime Minister. I mean, almost everybody from the political, from his opposition, the present-day government, almost every major leader was under arrest behind bars, and they remained in solitary confinement, and nothing came out eventually out of all the corruption cases that were charged against them.
Okay.
And similarly, Imran Khan has also been, has been very vocal about how he thinks that each and every one of them deserves to be behind bars. And since they are corrupt, they deserve their fate. So, they just say that Imran Khan is tasting his own medicine, but I think two wrongs will never make a right. The present-day government is also doing no different to Imran Khan. He is clearly being subjected to the worst crackdown ever. Almost everybody from the PTI, I mean their main leadership, apart from, I'm thankful apart from my friend Chandana Gulzar, almost everybody is behind bars. Almost everybody has been detained.
No, but the difference is, Mona, that Imran Khan is able to whip up a public frenzy and public sympathy despite these cases, or maybe because of these cases, whereas the ones that he arrested and put behind bars, they were not able to generate this kind of frenzy.
Well, I will have to partially agree with that, yes. But the kind of frenzy isn't also the first time in Pakistan's history. I mean, there's been a lot more chaos when Benazir Bhutto was assassinated. There's been a lot more chaos when her father, late Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, was hanged, and his execution is still termed as a judicial murder in Pakistan. But still, nobody took it to the level of attacking army installations in the country. It's a matter of great, great concern. And no matter how hard PTI wants to detach itself from the entire series of events, unfortunately, I don't think that's entirely true. Because Imran Khan has again said it today that if he's put behind bars despite his bails, the same unfortunate fate would be met in the country.
So let me ask Meher that, because, you know, Mr. Khan has been sort of washing his hands of the violence. I think twice in the last couple of days he said, oh, I didn't know what was happening outside because I had no access to any mobile phone. No one's really buying that, because for days on end, for months on end, leading up to what happened a couple of days ago, the dramatic arrest, he was egging his supporters on. He was saying that he was going to get assassinated. He was saying that they're going to arrest him illegally, so on and so forth. He was whipping up mass hysteria amongst his supporters, and then to say, oh, I didn't know what was happening outside, that doesn't cut it.
Yes.
Zaka, I would have to say, the choice of words is very important here. What are visible on the roads of Pakistan right now in the last few days, they are not mobs. They are not frenzied mobs. They are not, there is no hysteria. People are enraged. People of Pakistan are enraged because Pakistan is on the verge of default, apparently, and there is record inflation. People do not have money. Normal, regular people, they do not have money to have 3 meals. That's the situation of our country, unfortunately. And instead of focusing on that, the entire PDM government, that is almost 14 parties, and the establishment are absolutely single-mindedly focused on elimination of Imran Khan. What has happened in the past to other leaders, I'm one of those people. I have never condoned dismissals of prime ministers on any pretext. I did not condone imprisonment of any PMLN or any PPP leader. But that was not Imran Khan's time, but before his time and during his time, I did not support that. You would be surprised that the people on roads are elderly women, young men, young women, educated people, children. There were teenagers, people who have never seen Imran Khan play cricket. These are educated people. These are people who also people who belong to the so-called elite. They come from upper middle class. They are educated people. What they have, as I said, they have never seen. Most of them have never seen Imran Khan play cricket. What they believe is, despite the fact that most of them do not look at him as the perfect, a perfect prime minister or a perfect politician, they do believe, and that's majority of Pakistan, and I'm saying it very matter-of-factly, they do not believe that Imran Khan is financially corrupt. What happened that day was he was in the Islamabad High Court for one of his hearings, almost 150 cases. That means they wish to keep Imran Khan busy in court cases so that he does not demand elections in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Punjab, constitutionally mandated elections, and that there are no general elections later in the country, because they know that in the last 1 year, general public have rallied around this Imran Khan, and there were many of them who were not Imran Khan's voters before this.
Okay.
Now what has happened is it's not that I don't think they expected this, because as I said, yes, there is a lot of fear. People are very afraid of the army. But what has happened in the last 1 year, and what happened that day, what they saw was that Imran Khan was in court, and National Accountability Bureau Court does not have the legal authority to arrest a person, arrest an accused at the inquiry stage. What happened was illegal. But that is what people reacted against. This person who they look at as somebody. As I said, I'm not saying he is, but most of the people in Pakistan believe that he's upright, that he's all about Pakistan. He does not run away at the first sign of trouble in his so-called political paradise. He stays put, and he's all about Pakistan. He does not have children who will take over.
You may disagree with this, but I had Hamid Mir on the show yesterday, and he said that the thinking within the establishment, and he tends to concur with some of that thinking, was the violence that happened, not the protest, not the anger, not the enraged crowds, but the violence that happened, he believes, and he said that the establishment believes, was done at the behest of the TTP. It was not just PTI workers, that the TTP had sort of joined in these protests, and they were the guys who were actually, putting places on fire and burning buses and so on and so forth. Is that something that you believe the establishment is using as some kind of a red herring, or is there some truth to that?
Thank you, Zakir Saab. I'm afraid that's disingenuous at best and a fantasy at worst. The TTP is currently, whoever the latest brand of the terror outfit, is terrorizing my province, targeting members of PTI, Murad Saeed, my colleague, my brother, my friend from Swat. He's being targeted. He's in hiding by these so-called terrorists. So it's a little bit hard to believe that they want to kill us on the one hand and help us spread anarchy and terror on other occasions. That's what I meant to you earlier when I said this is a really poorly scripted game or a poorly scripted show. This is not how things work organically. You're either for us or against her, if you will quote Mr. George Bush. But let me come back to a couple of things I've heard, if you'll allow, and then I'll go back to any other questions you may have. I hope I've answered this one for you succinctly.
Yeah, okay.
I'm afraid it's fairly interesting news for me what Mr. Dogra said about Imran Khan hiring military children as, in some sense, shields, human shields, sort of what happens in Palestine and Kashmir, to protect PTI from the wrath of the military. It's not that dramatic, number one. Number two, if anybody has seen actual videos and footage, as Meher already alluded, there were women, children, elderly, disabled. So it's a little bit hard to call any of them sons and daughters of military officials, which are generally fairly elitist and fairly rich, if I may use that crude word. Thirdly, why would the military fire on a regular Pakistani and not on its own? Does that mean that the military is also an imported military like the imported government, that the military would only fire on civilians? I mean, that is saying a lot. I'd love to get a look at the intelligence. I'm sure there's some in the Indian Foreign Office, and it should be shared for public consumption because this is the first I've heard of it. Secondly, there's a huge difference if you compare Asif Zardari, Nawaz Sharif, Maryam Nawaz, Fazlur Rahman. It's like comparing apples and oranges if you compare them to Imran Khan. These are incredibly corrupt dynasties. Some are also involved in the murder/martyrdom of Shaheed Muhtarma Benazir Bhutto. So I'm afraid to compare Khan, that argument just dies there. Next issue that was raised, mass hysteria, Khan whipping up mass hysteria as if he's of modern day Hitler. It doesn't work that way. And I can give you an example, both from India, from the United States, populist democracies. India had huge farmers' protests for a couple of years. Nobody called them mass hysteria or Hitlerization of India. They were demanding their rights and they had every right to do so. Similarly, the riots that shook the United States after George Floyd, people have a right to speak. And let me tell you the bottom line in Pakistan right now, why all these people are protesting, not violent, but protesting. 50 young men have been murdered till yesterday, by the way, by the state authorities. The idea is the following. You kill Imran Khan, who is an idea, they will kill all of us. And that's why people who don't even vote for Imran Khan stand by him, because he's standing for the smallest degree of constitutional supremacy which we can preserve in Pakistan, which is the right to life. The elections come far later. But if none of us have the right, I present myself in front of a court. By the way, I don't know if you know this, I've been tried for sedition in the last few months. I'm undergoing another trial as we speak for possessing extraordinary amount of billions of pounds in excess of my actual earnings, which are zero, and sending them to insidious agencies to talk against the army. The kind of pressure we're all under. And then, of course, on the other hand, I'm being offered to join PMLN, People's Party, to be their spokesperson. These are the kind of underhanded tactics that are trying to take Pakistan back to the Stone Ages, to make us another Afghanistan. Why would we want that?
I'll give Ambassador Dogra and then Mona Alam the final word. Ambassador Dogra first, yeah.
Well, I think the lady heard me wrong because I never used the term hiring. Imran Khan cultivated the youth brigade, and there is an actual youth brigade of PTI, where he encouraged the young of the army, the sons of the army officers and soldiers, to join that youth brigade. That is all. But more than that, let me also wonder as to why there is an impression that the government of Mr. Shehbaz Sharif is not very fleet of foot. It is taking its own ponderous time in reaching a decision. Meanwhile, Imran Khan keeps stealing the show. He keeps on one step ahead of the government in every move. He keeps on being aggressive in his statements, both against the government as well as against the army. And that is what has encouraged the mass following that is certainly his. No one is denying that. And that has worked to his advantage so far. Whether it will keep on working to his advantage remains to be seen. But the fact is that both the army and the government are seen from the outside as being weak, both in decision making and in their implementation.
Mona, I'll give you the final word. I think Shanda Gulzar said that Imran Khan has now become an idea. I mean, you can't kill an idea, you can't disqualify an idea. An idea, once it's taken root in society, which is what she's saying, there's no way you can just beat it down.
I agree. Look, every politician is an idea, is an ideology in its own, and no ideology should be trampled upon. The only way that a politician should be and could be defeated is through the electoral vote bank. And this stands true for Imran Khan just as it stood true for Nawaz Sharif when he was disqualified. No matter how big differences how strong my differences may be with Nawaz Sharif, but it doesn't rule out the fact that he was disqualified and he was tried to be knocked out unpolitically. Having said that, I wouldn't buy or I wouldn't second the sort or the manner in which Imran Khan was arrested. It was indeed extremely. It was a very sorry visual. It was a very sorry spectacle to see a former Prime Minister being heckled upon that way and being pushed upon, shoved upon that way. Obviously, that too when he had presented himself to the court. But I would really like to differ with the fact that, both the ladies have spoken about how the crowds that have been here out on the street for Imran Khan were comprising only of elderly women, ladies and children. That holds true. I mean, even in my own vicinity in the DHA, there have been scores of women and children who are out for Imran Khan, and they are genuine fans of him. But, among them, there are some people who are extremely mob in their mentality, and they're the ones who are also genuine supporters of Imran Khan. And they obviously are also the ones who have stormed into these army installations, these private installations. And I will not deny the fact that they are really there, and they are the miscreants. They're not sent there by the army, but they're there who are genuine supporters and possess this mob mentality.
Okay, we'll see how this story plays out, both for Imran Khan and, of course, the civilian government, and more importantly, the army, because, like I said, the direct challenge is to the army and the writ of the army, the authority of the army, and Imran Khan is not backing off from that. What may give? We'll wait and see, and we'll see how the story plays out in Pakistan. Meanwhile, let's shift focus to the other big battle, the electoral battlefield, as it were, in Karnataka. Less than 12 hours to go. Counting will begin for the assembly elections in Karnataka, and the stakes could not be higher, considering that the Lok Sabha elections are just a year away.
कांग्रेस पार्टी को कम से कम 150 सीटें दिलवानी है। क्यों? क्योंकि अगर 150 सीटें नहीं आई, ये फिर से चोरी करने की कोशिश करेंगे।
All right, which way will Karnataka sway? While the exit polls have given the Congress a slight edge, the party is already in a dilemma. We know about the bitter battle between Siddaramaiah and D K Shivakumar for the Chief Minister's chair. But now a third player has entered the ring, and that is former Deputy Chief Minister G. Parameshwara.
I will get more than 60% of the votes.
Sir, what is the number you are going to get?
Minimum 130, maximum 150 seats we will get. Congress party would come back to power on its own with comfortable majority.
So, ಅದರಿಂದ ಈಗ ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭನೂ ಉದ್ಭವ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಿರಿಯರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಿರಿಯರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
See, why Siddaramaiah? Why D K Shivakumar? It is because in Congress party there is a convention. PCC president is normally given an opportunity. Similarly, the CLP leader. So apart from this, if there are other seniors, they'll consider.
So you're saying there's a possibility of a third or fourth name also?
There is a possibility. There is a possibility.
All right, there is a possibility of a third or a fourth name, but is the Congress already putting the cart before the horse? Because the results have not come in yet. Not a single vote has been counted yet. Is the Congress already looking down the barrel in terms of the problem that it could confront of leadership as to who should be made Chief Minister? Shehzad Poonawala, BJP National Spokesperson, is here in our studios. Bhavya Narasimhamurthy will be joining us from the Karnataka Congress, and T.R. Prasad Gowda of the JDS will also be joining us. Shehzad, at least the Congress has a problem of who to become Chief Minister. I guess in the case of the BJP, even the fact that they may or may not return to power is still an uncertainty.
No, first of all, there's a proverbial saying in Hindi, "Gaon basa nahi, lutere pehle aa gaye." The village has not settled, the counting has not begun, the thieves are already here because INC means I need chair. And therefore, they are all dreaming and they are salivating at the thought of the chair. But let me tell you, Zaka, there's another story that is doing the rounds, that Embassy Hotel has been booked. The resort has been booked by Congress. This shows that A, they do not have any faith in their yet to be elected MLAs, and B, that they are not crossing the halfway mark. And even if you see the surveys and the exit polls that were done, tomorrow the exact poll will come out, but a majority of them or most of them do not give the Congress party a decisive edge or pass the halfway mark. In fact, it keeps the BJP Congress very close, and our vote share is 35-36%. That means there is no anti-incumbency at all, and in fact tomorrow you will see the reverse happening. You will see the BJP marching ahead into yet another term of service, which has never happened in Karnataka for a long time.
Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, is this a sign of things to come? Even before a single vote has been counted, today D K Shivakumar says, I've worked very hard. The other day when he came on our show, he said, loyalty should give me royalty. Then you have Mr. Parameshwara saying that why should it only be D K Shivakumar or Siddaramaiah? It can be a third or a fourth name. Is the Congress going to have to deal and contend with this leadership issue even before votes have been counted?
We are very clear on who and how the chief minister will be selected when we come to power with full majority. All the MLAs will vote, one, and the high command and the MLAs, elected MLAs, will sit together and decide who will be the chief minister. It's as clear as that. And there is nothing wrong in being ambitious. What's wrong in more and more aspirants? The problem with BJP is there is a vacuum in their leadership. They don't have a face to even show that, our leaders, we have tall leaders in Congress party. That's our strength. In fact, I really appreciate the optimism the BJP spokesperson has, because not just that, and the arrogance that the BJP ministers have. Yesterday, Mr. Ashok, in one of the regional channels, I was also a part of that debate, where he actually said, no matter what, we will form the government. Mm-hmm. Even if we are the second largest party, we will form the government with or without coalition with JDS. And he literally said the Karyacharane agle shuru agide. That means the operation has begun. Such arrogance. Maybe that's because of all the corrupt money they have eaten from. To speak on air, a person who holds a constitutional position speaking unconstitutional stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that soundbite do the round. So Shehzad, respond to that. Yeah. I mean, isn't this validation for what the Congress and the JDS have been saying all along, that BJP is a party of Operation Kamala?
No, first of all, the Congress has been saying all the election campaign, through the election campaign, that we have poached people from other parties. We have poached people from other parties. They were actually taking pride in it, thereby saying that they had no confidence on their own leaders. Secondly, ambition is all fine, madam, but please tell me what is happening in Rajasthan. Today, you know what Mr. Pilot is up to? And what is happening in Chhattisgarh, Baghel versus Dio? And what is happening in Maharashtra, Nana Patole versus Thorat. So the problem is that the Congress party, the only glue to keep them together is Satta. And when there is no Satta, or one of them feels Satta is not there, there is no Vichardhara or Seva Bhav. And therefore then they start destabilizing the government. And look at what has happened in Rajasthan. The people of Rajasthan are suffering. Similar fate will not ensue upon people of Karnataka, because the Karnataka people are going to see a Kamal tomorrow in the morning that will be there in the people of Karnataka's hands.
T.R. Prasad Gowda, your party, most exit polls are saying will be a distant third, maybe not even cross 30 seats. Your leader, Mr. Kumaraswamy, has gone off to Singapore. I don't know why. You have a spokesperson, a senior spokesperson of your party, Mr. Tanveer Ahmed, saying, we've already decided our post-poll ally. What is going on with the JDS?
See, exit polls, first of all, exit polls till tomorrow, we need to wait because the way our party has conducted the campaign and the way we have reached to the common people, all 6.5 crore people, Kumaraswamy has traveled across North and South Karnataka, more than 12,000 kilometers, and with five Pancharatna Yojana, and people of Karnataka all like the
No, but Mr.
way.
Gowda, why is your leader in Singapore?
One second, sir.
Why is he in
Please,
Singapore on the eve of counting?
I will tell you that. I will answer that question also. I'm talking about exit polls. Exit polls, there were so many times, so many occasions has failed. Even in West Bengal, what happened in West Bengal, you know that exit polls results all reversed. Again, Mamata Banerjee formed the government. Those are the things that happened even in Karnataka.
Sir, please
also,
answer the question I asked you, sir. Sir, please answer the question I asked you.
You asked the exit polls again.
No, I'm asking you, why is your leader in Singapore?
That also I'm telling you, sir. I will answer that question also. You are asking about exit polls. In exit polls, your party is not showing performing.
Okay, you answered that. Come to the second question.
2-3 people that cannot be the exit poll.
Hmm.
Okay. Second question is why your leader is in Singapore. Do you know he has undergone twice heart surgery?
Okay.
You people, if you know that, and after filing his nomination, doctor advised to take rest. He was admitted to Manipal Hospital. Soon after, he was advised for 1 week rest, but he took only 1 day rest. Soon after that.
So why then are leaders in your party saying we've already decided our post-poll ally? Who is this post-poll ally?
No, nobody can decide, and only Devegowda ji can decide, and Kumaraswamy can decide.
Okay.
Nobody else can decide it. Only after the results come, they will take the call.
Let me come back to Shahzad Poonawalla. Shahzad Poonawalla, I'm not a votary for exit polls being, bang on or getting it right. Many an exit poll has got it wrong in the past as well. But one thing you can agree on is that the direction in which the wind seems to be blowing, that most exit polls seem to be putting the Congress ahead. Some of them are saying they'll be just short of majority. Some of them are saying they will win outright majority. But no poll or hardly any poll is saying that the BJP will actually cross. I think one or two are saying that BJP will be short of majority, but I haven't seen a single poll that says that BJP will cross the halfway mark.
No, in my estimation, there is a News Nation CGS poll which has pegged us across the halfway mark at 114. And there is also Jan Ki Baat poll which has put us ahead, and the Pollstrat poll has put us together neck to neck. And more or less, if you see, the Congress has been pegged at 108 or 109. And the BJP has been pegged at 91, 92. So clearly, this anti-incumbency, it's anti-incumbency. There's no anti-incumbency there. In fact, the BJP's vote share is consistent at 36%, and BJP converts more votes into seats, as per you yourself have been analyzing this. And if we stick at 36%, I am confident that the BJP will be forming a government tomorrow.
No, the difference being that last time BJP was at 36%, Congress was at 38%, and yet Congress was at 80 seats and BJP was at 104.
That's right.
This time, most exit polls have said that BJP may be in the 36-37% range, but Congress could touch 40. So that difference of 2 could be 3 or maybe even 5% this time.
Unless it reaches the mark of 7-8%, the Congress is 7-8% ahead of us, there is no way the Congress will be forming a government tomorrow. Bhavya and her leaders can celebrate tonight. They can have some parties, etc., thinking how they will be chief minister. But that's not going to happen. Teenon mein se koi bhi nahi banne wala hai.
Okay.
It is going to be a BJP chief minister. Bhavya should congratulate us, and we will talk about what work we will do.
Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, yeah.
Yeah. You know, the anti-incumbency wave, it literally shook Mr. Narendra Modi and made him stay here and go on road shows to every nook and corner of Bangalore. And the desperation this national leadership of BJP had to change this wave, that shows the corruption, the scandals, and not one development project to their credit for the past 4 years administration. And Karnataka people expect a stable administration, and they know only Congress party can give that. And we have proved it in history. Like from 2004 to 2013, there were 6 chief ministers. Then 2013 to 18, only 1. After 18, there were 3.
No,
That's
but
because
can
Congress
you assure the
it's only
same, Bhavya? Can you
as
assure
people
the
of
same?
Karnataka
No,
have decided.
Can I ask you a question? Can you assure that there will only be one Congress chief minister between 2023 and 2028 if the Congress were to be in a position to form the government? Can you assure that?
When one party gets a majority, it doesn't matter. We have proved it in the past. There was one chief minister or 2 chief minister. If there is
That's not
any
true.
stable
They've had 3
government
CMs
so
in
far,
one era.
it's because of Congress party getting a full majority. So it's not about me assuring whether there'll be 1 chief minister or 2 chief ministers. It's about stable government, taking someone down, people quitting and, walking away. And this doesn't happen if Congress gets full majority. And it has not happened in the past.
Okay.
But BJP, this has always been the case.
But
and people
Shehzad,
of Karnataka
I keep coming
they
back
have
to...
suffered enough in the past
okay,
government.
I keep coming
And
back,
this
Shehzad, I
time
keep
they have
coming
made
back
up
to
their
the
mind
comment that
they
Mr.
need a
Ashok
stable
made
government and only
to say
Congress
to the
party can
people
give
of a
that.
state that operation has already begun. That's insulting the voter, isn't it?
No, I mean, I have not heard that comment. I don't know what context it has been said in, whether it has been said in the context that we have started working for serving the people of Karnataka. I don't know what context. I'm not going to rely
the exact words that he used were, no matter whether we are single largest or second largest party, we will be the ones who will form the government.
No, what is wrong in having a hope? If they
Even
can
if
have
you're second
hope.
largest party.
No, 1 second. Mr. Congress Party was the second largest party when they colluded with Kumaraswamy and they kept the single largest party out. This is their tactics. So don't blame it on us. Point number 1. Point number 2, ma'am. Bhavyaji, I did not interrupt you. Bhavyaji, this is not that kind of a show.
One second.
Bhavyaji, this is not that kind of a show. You would also know that in one tenure of 5 years, the Congress has given 3 chief ministers when Dharam Singh was also the chief minister after SM Krishna. So please don't give us lectures that you have given 1 CM in every tenure of 5 years. This is hardly the Congress's position. Thirdly, I only want to ask, look, the template for 2024 today is set by the Congress party. They want to play open appeasement politics, for which the laboratory became Karnataka, where they said SDPI ke saath tie up kar lo, we will give religious reservation, we will remove the anti-cow slaughter law, we will go and say Bajrang Bali ki jai is a Daravna nara. So the template of the politics that Karnataka has witnessed from Congress party is making the people of country also very sure that this time exit for Congress from Desh and from Karnataka.
T.R. Prasad Gowda to respond, and then I'll come back to you, Bhavya, in 1 second.
Yeah.
I want to respond to that.
Mrs. Zaka, tomorrow results are coming out and we JDS will play a key role. Now also I will tell you, Kumaraswamy will be the chief minister after the results.
Okay. I mean, no one expected that a party with 37 seats could give a chief minister and a party with 80 seats would back that. But anyway, anything can happen in politics. Yeah, Bhavya, you want to respond?
Yeah. So coming to this, we going in with coalition with JDS, that was constitutional. I don't know what problem the BJP spokesperson has with that. And we are speaking about Kamalat, which is totally unconstitutional. Second point, yes, the Bajrang Bali ki jai, we issuing like in a manifesto saying that Bajrang Dal, PFI, these kind of organizations, if they go against constitutional, they'll be banned. Yes, we still stand with it. But the Prime Minister using that, instead of speaking about local issues and development and comparing Bajrang Dal people who are, women don't even feel safe around them. And comparing them with Bajrang Dali, that actually infuriated Karnataka people. Okay. They wanted to do this Hanuman Chalisa movement and nobody turned up. Because we
Shehzad, despite the Congress giving you that issue, it doesn't seem like it's turned the tables for your party.
Zaka, this is, Bhavya, if I may. Zaka, the issue of them targeting Bajrang Bali is not an issue of politics. It is an issue above and beyond politics. And I'm talking about, madam, please, I did not interrupt you. That's the basic courtesy we show on debates. I'm not interrupting you. If your arguments are strong, you don't need to interrupt me. So the point is that I quoted the statement of Mr. Imran Khan, who said, Jai Bajrang Bali is a Daravna Nara. Now, I believe Bhavya is a proud practicing Hindu. Do you believe that about that statement? Secondly, ma'am, as far as the politics of Bajrang Dal is concerned, if Bajrang Dal is so anti-women and so dangerous, why haven't you banned them in Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh? You have a government there. Why are you promising it here? Do it there.
No, also, Bhavya, yeah, Bhavya, the point is, no, once again, one congressman told me this off record that, how can Congress promise the ban of a national entity in one state? The PFI was banned by the central government because the PFI is an entity that operates pan-India. So only the central government can ban an organization which it considers a threat or indulging in criminal activity. Simi was banned by the central government. PFI was banned by the central government. You are not in power in the central government. So, on what basis have you asked for this ban or said that, promised this ban of the Bajrang Dal if you come to power in one state?
I would like to first respond to what the BJP spokesperson said. We are not attacking Bajrang Bali. You compared Bajrang Bali with Bajrang Dal, the Prime Minister. If that's the case, why did BJP government in Goa ban Ram Sena? Does that mean you're against Lord Rama? No. Just because they keep a Lord's name, that doesn't mean those, they're out of law. They're outside the jurisdiction of law. No, they can't do anything they want. They have a history of assaulting women. And these kind of organizations should be banned if they commit the same.
Then ban them in Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. Bhavya, why haven't you banned them in Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh? And secondly, I'm talking about Rahman Khan's statement about Jai Bajrang Bali. So please don't conflate the two.
What's wrong in saying Jai Bajrang Bali?
Arey, Rahman Khan has said it's a Daravna Nara. Rahman Khan, Minority Affairs Minister, tall leader from Karnataka, Sonia Gandhi's close aide.
Narendra Modi using it as a Daravna Nara. He didn't say it is one. He's using.
Okay, so if I say Jai Shri Ram, does it become Daravna? Are you scared if I say Jai Shri Ram?
If you don't vote for BJP, you
now
won't
you have
get any
changed the goalpost.
schemes.
Okay, anyway.
Where has Naddaji? No, where has Naddaji said this? No. Where has Mr. Nadda? No, not. I will not allow it on your channel. Okay. Your channel is watched by billions of people. Yeah. Where has Mr. Nadda said that if you don't vote for Modi, you don't get central schemes? Please show the statement.
Bhavya.
Show the statement. Show that statement.
What statement?
Where has Mr. Nadda said that if you don't vote for Modi, you don't get central schemes? Where has Mr. Nadda said this? Stop this lying on television. The Congress has to stop this.
Mr. Nadda has said that. You want
show,
me to
please show it. Please show it.
You pass on your contact number. I'll send you the link.
Don't show me the link. You play it right now. Zaka is happy to allow you the platform. Please play it. Please play the statement of Mr. Nadda or apologize to my party and my party president.
In a road rally, he has actually said that.
So please play that statement out. Please, Zaka, I request you extend it for 2 minutes. Play the statement out. Play the statement out.
If you don't do your homework, that's not my problem.
Play the statement out. I challenge her to.
People of Karnataka have seen that statement and they were.
Please play it out, madam. I'm happy to apologize to you if he said that. Please play it out. Put your money where your mouth is. Play it out.
Okay. We're out of time. We're out of time. Anyway, look, I think the people of Karnataka have spoken. It's just a question of tomorrow when we will get to know what is in their mind and what they have voted for and who they have voted for. But we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much to Shehzad Poonawalla, to Bhavya Narasimhamurthy and T.R. Prasad Gowda. We will see. What a fascinating campaign it's been over the last 2 months. It had divisive issues and polarizing issues. It had development issues. Ultimately, I always believe that the Indian voter is very, very smart. He or she knows what is good for them, whether their life has improved in the last 5 years and what they want to see over the next 5 years. That is the ultimate marker when it comes to Indian elections and concerns of Indian voters. And we'll be having coverage bright and early from 6 a.m. tomorrow here on CNN News 18, your one-stop destination for all your Karnataka results. We will give it to you not just fastest, but also the most credible. That's starting 6 a.m. tomorrow here on CNN News 18.
Multan, and they are also attacking the offices of the paramilitary troops in different cities of Pakistan. You see, why they are doing this? Because this is not a political party. Actually, their reaction is not political. This reaction is non-political. This reaction is not the reaction of PTI, which is a political party. This reaction is the reaction of TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. And today, one commander of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, he issued a statement and he is saying that we are also supporting PTI. So this is not a response of a political party. This is the response of a fan club, which is very angry over the arrest of their leader.
All right, so that's a big statement that you're making, that this is not just the response of PTI workers, but possibly also response of the TTP. Of course, Imran Khan has been accused of being hand in glove with the Islamist elements there. But we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, Hamid Mir, for joining us. I'm joined by a very senior journalist from Pakistan, one of the most recognized, one of the most credible journalists in Pakistan. Hamid Mir of GeoTV is now joining us. Mr. Mir, thank you very much. What do you make of today's developments? The Pakistan Supreme Court saying categorically that Imran Khan's arrest was illegal, he should be released forthwith, and that no one should be arrested from the premises of a high court or a lower court. Basically, the Supreme Court of Pakistan saying wrapping on the knuckles the federal government and the National Accountability Bureau. Make sense of this for us, both legally and politically.
Yes, actually, the day Imran Khan was arrested, the same day, not only myself, but many other people, including some legal experts and constitutional experts, they were of the view that the arrest of Imran Khan inside the premises of the Islamabad High Court was against the law, because he came to Islamabad High Court and he was preparing to file an application in the court, and for that purpose he was called in the record room for the biometrics, because in Islamabad High Court you cannot file a petition without biometrics. So he was a part of the legal process which was going on inside the premises of the court. So that's why the Supreme Court of Pakistan today declared that his arrest was not legal, but they ordered to release him. And Imran Khan requested the Supreme Court that he wanted to go to his home in Islamabad, which is situated in Bani Gala. But Supreme Court said that no, you cannot go to your home. You will be the guest of the Supreme Court. And he asked the Inspector General Police of Islamabad to arrange the guest house in the police lines in Islamabad. So right now, Imran Khan is free, but he is in the custody of the Islamabad police. And now, just few moments ago, he was transferred to the guest house in the police lines area. And the Supreme Court also allowed 6 family members of Imran Khan that they can also spend the night with him in the same guest.
So what do you make of that? The court saying on the one hand his arrest was illegal, he should be released forthwith, yet at the same time the court also saying that he should be kept in a guest house under the custody of the Supreme Court, if you will. He has to be produced in the Islamabad High Court tomorrow. He has to join the investigations by the National Accountability Bureau. So technically he is not a free man just yet. What do you make of that?
I think that he is partially free because you see the arrest warrant which was issued by the National Accountability Bureau. That arrest warrant was not discussed in Supreme Court today. So as far as my legal knowledge is concerned, so that arrest warrant is still valid. And according to that arrest warrant, the NAB will try the level best to implement the arrest warrant. And when tomorrow Imran Khan will go to Islamabad High Court again and complete the process, and then definitely he will come out of the Islamabad High Court, so NAB can arrest him again. But it's not only one case. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Pakistan also told Imran Khan that there are many cases against you. And he was aware that there are many cases, and as far as my knowledge is concerned, in 2 cases there was an arrest warrant which was issued many weeks ago, but it was not implemented. If you remember that many weeks ago, a party of the Islamabad police, they went to Lahore and they approached Imran Khan to implement the arrest warrant. They just wanted to show him the arrest warrant, but on that day, the supporters and workers of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, they never allowed Islamabad police to enter inside the house of Imran Khan.
Okay.
So that arrest warrant is still valid, and there is another arrest warrant in another case, and also the Tosha Khana case is very important, and Imran Khan was indicted yesterday in the special court. So the problems for Imran Khan are not over.
So those are all the legal troubles and the legalese. But politically, Imran Khan can turn around and tell his supporters that this is exactly what I've been warning.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post, and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. Imran Khan has got bail. There's talk of emergency in Pakistan. Protests are on, so are celebrations. There's an air of uncertainty. The biggest question still is, what will the army do next? New audio leaks have further complicated the story. They've put question marks on Pakistan's already battered institutions. On Vantage tonight, we'll bring you the full story and the analysis. Also, new concerns over WhatsApp. Is it snooping on you? Listening to your conversations. The government of India will investigate, it says. Amazon is selling LET merchandise. That's Lashkar-e-Toiba, the terror group. How is this allowed? Meanwhile, the Russian foreign minister says they've got billions of Indian rupees but nowhere to use them. What does that even mean? We'll discuss that. And the US is accusing South Africa of sending arms to Russia. South Africa's response is even more interesting. That's coming up. The headlines first. China is still trying to be a peace broker. They'll send a special envoy to Ukraine and Russia. President Xi spoke to Zelensky over the phone last month. Interestingly, Li Yu, the man leading the delegation to Ukraine, served as China's ambassador to Russia for 10 years. Is Russia meddling in Turkey's election? Kremlin rejects the claims. Opposition candidate Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu blamed Russia for an online smear campaign against him. Turkey goes to polls on Sunday. Thailand too goes to polls on Sunday. The army chief has promised not to stage a coup. The polls could see the military-backed government being voted out. The army has seized power a dozen times in Thailand, most recently in 2014. No deal yet on the ceasefire between Sudan's warring factions. The army and the rival paramilitary forces hold talks in Saudi Arabia. More than 750 people have been killed in the nearly 1 month-long violence. Hundreds of thousands have also been displaced. Tesla recalls more than 1 million cars in China. The recall comes over a braking defect that may increase the risk of a crash. It will affect virtually every car that Tesla has sold in China. And Cyclone Mocha is brewing into a severe storm. India's West Bengal is on alert. Heavy showers likely to hit the northeastern states of Tripura and Mizoram from tomorrow. The cyclone is expected to make landfall on Sunday along the Bangladesh-Myanmar border. We start with Pakistan again. Another day of drama. Imran Khan got bail. There's intense speculation now. Will they impose an emergency? Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif held a cabinet meeting today. Unconfirmed reports say he was advised to impose an emergency. Yesterday, the defense minister said, and he said it on record, that the government will consider imposing an emergency if the situation demands. We're waiting to see how this unfolds. Thankfully, no major incidents of violence have been reported today. Instead, there were celebrations. Supporters of Imran Khan welcomed his release, at least the news of his release. Yesterday, the Supreme Court declared his arrest as invalid. Today, action shifted to the Islamabad High Court. Imran Khan appeared before the court. He sought bail, and the court granted it. Imran Khan has got bail for 2 weeks, so he has protection from arrest for the next 14 days, but this bail applies only to one case. He's also got some other bails today, which means reprieve in a bunch of cases. But remember, there are more than 120 cases against him. So he cannot be sure of no arrest for the next 2 weeks. He may be in and out of courts. Today was an eventful day. The hearing was inside courtroom number 2. Just like yesterday, elaborate arrangements were in place. Imran Khan was supposed to appear in the morning, but the hearing started late. It was delayed by nearly 2 hours. That's because officials were conducting a security sweep. Finally, Imran Khan showed up. He He was beaming with confidence, smiling for the cameras, waving at the crowds. He raised his fist in the air to project strength. The hearing began at 1 p.m. local time. It was quickly adjourned, though. Reports say some lawyers in the courtroom chanted pro-Imran slogans, and the judges were annoyed by this. So they decided to adjourn the proceedings. They said they'll meet again after Friday prayers. The hearing resumed then at 2:30 p.m. local time. Imran Khan's lawyers presented their arguments. They said the NAB's actions were illegal. The NAB is the National Accountability Bureau, the anti-corruption watchdog in Pakistan. This agency arrested Imran Khan over corruption charges earlier this week. The arrest was carried out by Pakistani Rangers. They nabbed Imran Khan from the premises of the same High Court. This was on Tuesday. Khan was getting his biometrics done. He was going to apply for bail.